All right.
So, Chris.
Tom, is it?
It is, yeah. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Just Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Tell me about Spider-Man. Why wasn't Thor in that one?
Oh, because, you know, it was really for, like, the front-running Avengers in this movie. You know, it's all about kind of who's going to step up and take RDJ's spot.
Which is why I asked, where was Thor? That's why.
The last time I saw you, you were a little bit portly.
Yeah.
How have you, I mean...
Oh, it was. I just went full method on that one.
You
know,
did you?
This is my Oscar attempt.
Yeah.
And so I sort of blew out intentionally.
Sure. Good for you.
Beard.
The beard was real.
I'm pretty sure I got it in the bag. Actually, I've already cleared the mantelpiece for the thing.
I imagine so.
I saw a copy of this down at the markets in Cuda.
Did you? Sick.
They've recast you already.
Who with?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, really?
Tom, who's your favourite actor in the whole world? You can say.
Liam Hemsworth is up there, man. He's great.
He's great.
In the Hunger Games,
yeah.
he's really good.
Any other Hemsworths that?
Luke Hemsworth's also super talented.
Yeah.
Super talented.
And if you had to have one more Hemsworth, would there be?
I think.
Would it start with a C?
India Hemsworth has potential. She could grow up to be a great actress one day, I'm sure.
Okay, let's move on. Tell us about Men in Black.
I just knew this one was going to be like slam dunk, amazing.
Thank you. Everyone who's seen it has said it's their favourite film in the history of cinema.
They have they? Who's seen it?
The smartest group of people in the world. We assembled them.
Avengers assembled.
Kind of like Avengers, but critically.
Sick.
And they went and watched it and said, best movie all the time. Why about this film?
It's only super exciting and it's adventurous and the action's way bigger and it's just like the continuation of the biggest cinematic moment in history.
Terrific.
Amazing. Thanks, mate.
Love you.
Lots of love, mate.
Thanks, Tom.
See you soon.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. This is going to be my new Spider-Man, Thor, Avengers video. While I was making this video too, there was also some news about Norman Osborn coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I'll address at the end of the video, because that does sound really exciting, finally getting a real version of Norman Osborn. So there's a whole bunch of new Spider-Man Far From Home stuff happening, obviously, so Chris Hemsworth is just having a little bit of fun doing a Team Thor style promo with Tom Holland for Spider-Man Far From Home. Like, wait a minute, why wasn't Thor in this movie? But there was also a separate clip of Tom Holland talking about details from the movie. He also kind of explains that he's a little bit thick in Spider-Man Far From Home, which is hilarious. So I'll play that clip in a second. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. There's going to be so much stuff coming between Spider-Man Far From Home, their Marvel Comic-Con panel in July, D23, and that big Disney Plus streaming service with all the Avengers spin-off TV shows. We'll do a new round of the Infinity Gauntlet giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a Spider-Man or Avengers comment on the video. Here's that other funny clip of Tom Holland talking about how they changed the Steve Ditko red and black brand new Spider-Man suit from the old Stark Tech suit, and him just joking about how crazy big he got for Spider-Man Far From Home.
What changed from the suit? The Bosco suit, which is the red and black one, we completely reconfigured the helmet underneath. The helmet on the first film really didn't work very well, and I ended up cutting my face at one point on it, and it just wasn't a very good design. So the new helmet that we had worked really well, and it didn't give me any bruises or cuts or anything. I mean, on this one, we obviously Spider-Man and Peter Parker is older, he's stronger, he's fitter, so I tried to get into better shape than I did for the first one, and I ended up putting on quite a lot of weight. So I was a lot bulkier in this one than I was in the first one. I didn't enjoy the bulking process, and I also don't think I looked in better shape. I just was a bit thicker and a bit chubbier in the face a little bit. So it wasn't great, but I love working with my trainer, and I will work with him for a very long time. I think what is really challenging is just the sheer workload. Like, it's a really hard film to make, because every day you're doing important scenes for a movie that you know is going to be very successful, that you know is going to be very big. So you have no real room to mess up. Every day you need to be on your A game, you need to do your best job. So for me, I find that quite hard. There's no off days. But what I found really fun is how much the fans enjoy these movies, and how much people really, really appreciate the work that goes into them, and how much they are just a labor of love, these films. And the fans really appreciate it, and they're always super excited to see it. Like, we're going to a fan event later tonight, and I'm so excited to go and see the fans and hang out with them. And I don't know if we're showing them a clip or something, but we always normally show them something.
After you watch a couple clips like that, don't you wish that they would do more crossover promos where they just joke around a little bit? Like, you have your legit regular trailers, then you have the funnier clips like they did for Captain America Civil War. those promos were probably even better than the actual trailers because there's way less potential that they'll give away some big plot twist, and they don't have to lie about what's going on during the movie and put in misleading footage. Imagine how much work goes into making one of the fake Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War trailers. The links that they go to mislead people are crazy, when really they could just do a couple promos like this and it'd be way, way better. Love watching Chris Hemsworth tell Tom Holland that they've already recast him as Spider-Man with Jake Gyllenhaal, which is actually a cool backdoor reference to the time Jake Gyllenhaal almost became Spider-Man during the Tobey Maguire era in Spider-Man 2, when Sony threatened to recast Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man after he injured himself, or at least he said he injured himself while he was working out, holding up production on the movie. At the time the Spider-Man movies were doing gangbusters, it was still early era Tobey Maguire, so it was a huge deal. So they wanted to get those movies out as fast as possible, but apparently there's all this drama behind the scenes, and Tobey Maguire was trying to stall so that he could get better. But whatever was going on, the studio's tactic was to go to Jake Gyllenhaal and audition other actors to replace him in the second movie. So could you just imagine Jake Gyllenhaal playing Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2? That would have been nuts. I did a video a while ago after the first or second Spider-Man Far From Home trailer about Mysterio, because there was the animated series episode where he dresses up like Spider-Man committing crimes to make it seem like Spider-Man is a criminal so that he then, as Mysterio, can take him down, making himself look like a hero. They're doing a little bit of that storyline during Spider-Man Far From Home in the way that Mysterio is trying to make himself seem like a hero, and there'll be this big turn later in the film when Spider-Man figures out what's really going on. But the way they're pitching it, the way Tom Holland is talking about it, is that he's basically the cool uncle, whereas Iron Man was more of like the cool dad. So Mysterio is like the uncle coming in, trying to teach him the way of the world, when really his story arc is all about learning that he needs to become his own man. You know, you don't have to be like Iron Man, just be the best Spider-Man you can be. You don't need another mentor to hold your hand and tell you what to do. That's why all the trailers have those scenes with Happy telling him you're going to be all by yourself, all alone. How are you going to handle all this stuff when you don't have backup? I love how much he makes fun of himself for being thick Spider-Man during the movie too, talking about how he tried to bulk up but it didn't work the way that he wanted it to. So whatever he does for Spider-Man 3, they're going to have to completely change his workout routine. But the beauty of Spider-Man is that he doesn't need to be as huge as a character like Thor or the Hulk. Obviously, nobody's going to be as big as the Hulk. So it would look kind of weird if he were as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger swinging around. Venom is probably the exception to that, but proportionately he's taller, so it doesn't look weird. Like, his muscles are way huge, but he's 8 feet tall, so it doesn't look that unusual unless he's standing next to someone that looks really tiny. For all you wondering about Norman Osborn coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, though, there was news just this afternoon about Marvel casting a secretive role called, quote-unquote, the Benefactor. That's just what they're referring to it as. Obviously, they keep everything secret when they cast for big characters, and they use fake names. So the person they're looking for is someone who's Caucasian in their 30s to 40s, which sounds like a Norman Osborn type, but that gives you an idea for how old of an actor they're looking for. So a much younger version of Norman Osborn than we would have ever seen before in any of the movies. The last one we saw during Andrew Garfield era was on his deathbed. He was a really old version of Norman Osborn, and the Willem Dafoe version looked like he was in his early 50s. So because they've largely shot Spider-Man Far From Home, that does imply that if there is some sort of Norman Osborn Sinister Six stuff going on in the post-credit scenes, then it wouldn't be him on screen. They would just have some visual reference to that to let you know what it is they're setting up, because they wouldn't have cast the actor at that point when they shot it. The movie's going to come out in a couple weeks, and they just finished post-production, so I don't think that there's enough time to finish casting whoever this actor they're looking for and then stick him in a post-credit scene. So just expect people to refer to characters in the background. And there's also that Ant-Man and the Wasp hanging plot thread where you have Sonny Birch working for a mysterious person who won't take no for an answer and has crazy money to spend on this Hank Pym technology.
Quantum energy is the future. It's the next gold rush.
That's so.
I want to end hope. So as a gesture of goodwill, I have taken the liberty of arranging some buyers for your lab. Starting bid, $1 billion. My buyers don't take no for an answer. So we are either in business together or we aren't in business together.
What would Norman Osborn want with quantum technology? That's actually an interesting thought. I did a couple videos about that just because early on we thought that that could be a reference to future Norman Osborn stuff, but that was last summer, so there was still a lot of speculation going on because we didn't know what Spider-Man Far From Home was going to be. There were rumors that they were trying to get Matthew McConaughey for Spider-Man Homecoming a couple years ago, but he turned them down because he didn't want to do a Marvel movie at the time. So I guess we'll find out later this summer. That would be really cool if they finish casting by Comic-Con and make the announcement. Seeing them do this promo together too also makes me wonder about Thor and Spider-Man in a movie together because they don't really share a lot of screen time. I mean, he just makes jokes about being Thor during Spider-Man Homecoming, but that's about as close as we get to it. Based on the Avengers Endgame ending scene with Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, it just seems like he's going to be spending most of his time in outer space for the foreseeable future, because Valkyrie is going to be on planet Earth being the All-Mother to the Asgardians. In related Thor news, they did drop the first preview for that Avengers spin-off series they're doing for Loki. I'll do a video for that sometime soon, because it gives you an idea for what it's actually going to look like. Let me know if you have any big Marvel video requests this week. I know people want me to do a video for the Avengers game that Square Enix is doing at E3. If they drop a trailer tonight, I will put it in one of my videos tomorrow, so no worries. While you wait for everything, you can click here for that last big Spider-Man Far From Home trailer and to listen to Tom Holland talk about teaming up with Hulk in a future movie, and click here for that brand new Rick and Morty Season 4 trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.